Hey guys, welcome back to Dawn Investments. Today's video is just going to cover a couple stocks that you can play going into Friday and some over the weekend. A few of these stocks have news surrounding them. A lot of them are just based off technical analysis, but I tried to get some of them where it has both the news and the technical part. So based on that and the explanations I'm going to go into this video, you should make educated decision on whether or not you want to trade going into Friday and over the weekend. And hopefully, after this video, combined with your own due diligence, you have some stocks you can add to your watch list. Beginning into the video, the first stock I wanted to cover was Tesla. Tesla has a lot going on right now in the news right now. It's going under an investigation based on a previous crash and stuff like that, but you can do some research into that. But based on its technical pattern, once it breaks over 309, 310, it has a huge margin to cover. Once it breaks that point right here, as you guys can see, it has the ability to cover around 8%, like 355, 335, and then even more if it goes back to its previous price point. But right now it's at a major resistance. This is a pretty significant decision point for Tesla based on its technical analysis. If it breaks this, it can really go higher. And I would set an alert for that. Maybe just a couple alerts here as well. I'll set another one. If it doesn't break that, then it has the potential to come back down. So just be careful. No, I wouldn't say buy right here. Just wait for it to break, and then just take. And even if you miss around 2% or something, you'll still have around 5 to 10% profit to cover. The next one I want to go over was T-Mobile. This one, as you guys can see, had a big drop around here, but and it's formed a double bottom here at 55, and now it's coming back up. This is a great stock to potentially swing, as you guys can see from a technical standpoint, it looks like a very good stock. It's being able to be covered from 57 all the way to 65 as a possibility. Right now, T-Mobile has a lot of news surrounding it based on this merger with Sprint. Like I said, with Tesla, you can do more research into that, but that's it's major news surrounding it right now. And because of that, the price is definitely increasing. That combined with this technical chart, I definitely think this is something you should add to your watch list and even potentially swing. But of course, I'm not going to tell you what to trade. This is just a suggestion. But looking into T-Mobile is a great opportunity. Maybe you can get into it and set a stop loss, or wait for it to break over this price point at 57, which was a previous support, now acting as a resistance. Once it breaks over that, and then especially over this resistance here, which used to be a support, it has a lot of room to grow. On a day-to-day, it moves very well, especially for a stock of its caliber. Today, for example, it's moved around a little bit over 1%, which is fine for this type of stock. But overall, it has around 15% profit potential. So we'll watch out for T-Mobile if you're interested in slow growth, something like that. The next company I wanted to go over was Facebook. This on a day-to-day also moves very well, as you guys can see. It's moving substantially in the past couple of days, and it just broke a major resistance here, as you guys can see on the 180 day. Just broke this major resistance here at 185, and as long as it holds, it has around 5% to its previous price point, and if it breaks that, it can even keep going forward. It's come a long way since the whole Facebook thing that came out. Around 23% since then. So if you would have gotten back then, it would have been a pretty good buy. But this is a good company, so I definitely believe it's going to reach back its previous price point eventually. It's just up to you if you want to wait for that 5%. But this 5% is very possible. But I would still wait, just make sure this is confirmed and make sure it doesn't start turning back down. But after you make sure this price point is holding, then I would definitely suggest to add Facebook to your watch list, as it's going to be a pretty good stock to hold and swing trade for the 5 to whatever percent that you want to wait for. The next ones I wanted to go over are a couple ETFs. First ones I wanted to go over was GUSH and DRIP. Uh, Between these two, they have very good potential to be used as day trades. As you guys can see, today today alone, this moved up 5% at its peak. A very recognizable pattern as well, and then GUSH similar in a similar way moved down 5%, but then moved also up around 4% in a similar way, and it kind of does that every day. I wouldn't suggest swinging this until it starts moving consistently, just simply because GUSH is at a resistance point right here at 37, so it has potential to come back down. If it does that, then drip has the potential to go up, as this is at a major low point. But as you guys can tell from the EMAs and the trend lines, it's been on a pretty steady downtrend. So swing trading drip would be a little bit risky, but do everything based on your own research and stuff like that. Just from my opinion, drip would be a little bit risky right now, and I would wait for it to confirm that it's going back up. But based on the resistance on Gush, it does have the potential to go back up as Gush goes back down. So watch out for those two in the coming days. And the next one I wanted to go over was JNUG. In terms of JNUG, it's also not at a resistance that needs to break. Once it breaks that, it has ample room to grow immediately around 4%, and then from there it can keep going up. Right now, gold is getting stronger based on a weaker dollar, but that can change very easily. So just keeping that in mind. But for JNUG, based on its technical pattern, it definitely has potential. It bounced back up to this resistance, and instead of coming back down, it continued going up. And then at this resistance right here at 16, based on its previous patterns, you can kind of guess that it's going to come back to this point. But if it breaks this, then it has even more room to grow. So if you're looking for a nice 3%, 3 to 4%, JNUG would be your way to go. And of course, the inverse JDST will do opposite of whatever JNUG is doing. So just keep that in mind if you're looking into JNUG. The last one I wanted to cover was UGAS. This one I've covered before. It moves in between this channel pretty significantly, pretty much all the time. But if it breaks out of this channel, which it is on its way to its resistance around here at 62, if it breaks out of that channel between 62 and 51, then you should definitely add this to your watch list as well, as this is something that has a lot of room to grow, especially with recent natural gas news that you guys can also go and see on the Thinkorswim platform or anything like that. But based on the news and stuff like that, if it just breaks out of 62 out of that channel, you'll definitely find a lot of room to grow. But overall, that's really it. I hope this helped. I hope you can add some of these to your watch list. And of course, we'll be going over more on our Discord that you're free to join. The link will be in the description for that. And that's it for the video. And thanks for watching.